Okay, welcome back to the channel. As I said on my previous videos, I was going to have a quick overview discussion about the Garmin Cirqa, why I got it, and also compare it slightly. I'm not going to go into big spec details because I saw DC Rainmaker's video the other day and that's like massively into depth. But maybe the reasons I got this could be reasons that you're thinking about it, or maybe why you've acquired one. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the Garmin Cirqa itself and the design. It's pretty much as you've seen in any other bands like the Amazfits, etc. But the ones that I can compare it to directly is going to be the Whoop band. So the Whoop for me, if I'm being honest, is actually much more comfortable. It fits better. It's a little bit smaller than the Cirqa, and obviously I've got these extra bands that go with it here. But in comparison, if you look at it, how it is in terms of the size of the actual the module itself, the monitor, you can see it's actually smaller by a considerable amount, and the fit and the comfort actually for me is a lot better. I've got a bicep band, but I actually prefer the wristbands, so I don't know whether I'm going to purchase one for the Cirqa itself. The Cirqa material and the actual monitor itself, they're fine. There's normal box standard what you need, and for me it does everything I need it to do. I know there's this big fuss about the heart rate sensor being there, a 4 instead of a 5, but to be honest, as long as it picks up my heart rate, I'm not too fussed about it. I just want to be able to track my fitness and get a little bit of heart rate data, and whatever else I need to do, sleep monitoring, and whatever else it might be, blood oxygen levels, etc. But the Garmin Connect app, it covers all that, everything that you need. So in terms of design, and also I think for the comfort, I'd have to give it the Whoop. However, realistically, the reason that I went for the Garmin Cirqa is because I'm in the Garmin ecosystem. So it's the only reason that I've gone for it, and the fact that I don't need a subscription for what I want from this unless I'll go for the Connect Plus to get the extra bits. However, I'm not interested in that. To be able to pay a one-off fee for the Cirqa, it's the whole reason why I sort of binned off going for or using the Whoop. What I will say though is that in terms of the subscription base, which is seriously too high on the Whoop, the subscription and the app, if that subscription was half the price of what it is now, I might consider actually staying with Whoop over a Garmin, purely because I think that the app itself with the AI functions on it are a lot better, a hell of a lot better than what you get on Garmin, and the app is laid out nicer and it also looks a bit better. I think it's sort of similar to what Bevel do, but I don't want another app, hence the reason why I don't use the Whoop anymore, and I've deleted that app purely for the fact subscription based, and I only want one, so that's the reason that I stuck to Garmin and went with the Cirqa. So if I'll just put that out of the way. So the reason then I went from the Fenix 8 Pro, which is an absolutely amazing watch, to go to the Cirqa is purely because, as I said before, I want to be wearing my other watches, just normal watches, and this is the daily one that I use as previously reviewed. You can see that video in the links. That's the Sterling Durant Black. However, going on to the Cirqa, is it perfect? For me, it's what I need. However, there are a few things that I don't like. I think when you're doing your live tracking on the actual app on the phone, all you've got is a heart rate and a time, which is fine. However, it would be nice to have something, if you're going for a walk, or you're going for a run, or even on your bike, if you've got your phone, on a quad lock, to actually see a map or something. So I think that's pretty gash with what they're doing. It's such a basic thing. Whether that's on the Connect app, I don't know. But as I said, I'm not going to pay at this time. I'm not going to pay just to get those few extra bits. It does what I need it to do. Only other negative side that I've seen is when going on a run, treadmill or something on those lines, whereas when you use your Fenix, you can calibrate it to the treadmill before you save it and before you upload it to Strava, etc. On this you can't. So I did just an uphill walk, 8% incline today, and it was just short of, what was it, 2.8 kilometers, that I did in the 30-minute session, and this only had me down for something like 280 meters, something ridiculous. And I couldn't edit it. I had to save it, then go into Garmin Connect. Then I had to put the actual distance in, which of course by then it was too late because it had gone up to Strava. And you know, if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. So on Strava, it looks like I've actually done nothing for 30 minutes. So it's not ideal. However, for what I actually need it for, wear it on my wrist, forget about it, auto detection. I don't know how it does it, but it's brilliant. If you haven't got your phone, it will save the activity, but obviously it won't have any mapping. If you have got your phone with you, it will connect to GPS after 15 minutes, and as it always does, even with similar to the watch, you'll have your mapping and you'll have all your data and your metrics that you need on the Garmin Connect app, which is brilliant. It's comfortable for what it needs to be, but more than anything, it means I can consistently track my data, and I can also wear my daily watches, which is what I want to do. I don't want to obsess with looking at my data. As you can see, just on this one alone, you can see that I'd have all the fields on there, and I'm constantly looking at steps, etc., etc. I don't want to do that. Okay, so that's the reason that I got this. Another downside for this, though, however, is it's put down for 10 days. Now, I think I've charged this sort of every 3 to 4 days because I've been using it a lot for activities. I'd only use my Fenix if I'm going to go on something long distance. So, you know, whether I'm going on a bike ride or if I'm going, you know, walking over a long distance, and I want that information here available to use, that's effectively when I'll use this. So I don't actually wear it that often, especially since I've got this. Is it worth it for the 179 quid, I think that it was? Yeah, definitely worth it. Is it the best? I don't know. Compared to the Whoop, I would say it's not as good. However, if you want to step back and just have something that tracks your health metrics and your data, your sleep, I'd say go and get it. It's ideal for what you need, and it also frees up that you can wear your normal watches. So is it a go? Definitely go out and get it. If you're a super athlete, then you're going to go with a Whoop. However, as normal people, as normal folk, this would be more than ideal. So in terms of the Garmin Cirqa being value for money and what it needs to do, I would say 100% go out there, get it, and enjoy. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you later.